I get that. But from the swing high to the swing low, we backtest on the 236. What have we done here? Backtested on the 236 before erupting. I will be joining the Bearable Bull tomorrow for a live discussion. I'm excited to join him and Jordan Harry tomorrow, sharing a little bit about myself and my journey into this cryptocurrency space. The World Economic Forum, and remember, some of their currencies include XRP and XLM. This is the 1% of the 1%, the leaders of the world, so to speak. And I kind of roll my eyes at that because there's no way that I'm going to be giving up my freedom. The wealth gap is getting wider than ever before, and we have to inform ourselves as much as possible. That looks to me that the entire space can 3x into year end and 6x into the next year. What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another XRP update. We've been doing videos on XRP the past several years, and let's get into it. So XRP back at $1.07 on fiatleak.com. You can see plenty of volume is occurring, and yes, we have to keep a close eye on the MENA region. MENA stands for Middle East and Northern Africa region, all thanks to Navin Gupta of Ripple. Making moves, we'll be covering that. I know that QNB news, yet again, has been circulating, and I did see that Leonidas of XRP Arcade actually discovered that QNB was even at Swell, which is Ripple's annual event, dating back to 2019. So it's great to see that the plans that have been occurring are actually launching and utilizing RippleNet more than ever before. In other news, Bank of America, as we know, their address 315 Montgomery Street for their San Francisco office is coincidentally right next to Ripple's headquarters. And now we have this massive piece of news. So Bank of America is a well-known Ripple client. And notice this was dated October 4th, 2021. Bank of America Global Research launches coverage of digital assets. The report finds digital assets are too large to ignore. Something that we can all agree on. And they go on to say, in quotes, "We are only in the first inning." Digital assets today represent $2 trillion plus in market value with over 200 million users globally and have the potential to transform every industry by improving efficiency and reducing friction across transactions. Please know this is so much bigger than value. A transaction can be a message, can be an email, can be a text, can be a call, any type of data moving. And with the rise of AI, with the rise of voice, with the rise of more video than ever before, storage is of utmost importance, and how this is transacted is very, very important, let alone the news where Facebook was down yesterday. I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but this is without a doubt one of the most interesting times to be alive. And I think that this opportunity will be lasting until this next decade, and then after that, good luck. So I will be striking while the iron is hot. So notice the primer provides an investment framework for the digital asset landscape, looking through a variety of lenses: tokens, cough cough, tokens that act like operating systems, applications powered by smart contracts, stablecoins pegged to fiat currencies, or in some cases even securities, central bank digital currencies that could replace money or at least help it interoperate both domestically within the state or country, and then also internationally cross-border. And as Ripple has said, over $155 trillion is sent across borders globally, and of course NFTs. Non-fungible tokens that connect creators and fans in a different way. And don't even get me started on the potential for metaverses in the future, these digital landscapes and digital economies for all the gamers, musicians, athletes, you name it. In the scheme of things, we know nothing, and we are speculating on the future of this asset class that is without a doubt very exciting. And I kind of like to create a parallel, imagining that we are back in the year maybe 2000, speculating on the future of social media, or how big the telecom industry would one day become, without even having the idea that applications would come and totally shake this system. As we know, Bitcoin is important. It's changed the game forever into this digital landscape of finance. We have to understand the implications, the ripple effect across the board, across industries, including finance, decentralizing it altogether, or at least making it more decentralized and more redundant, having backups, all kinds of technology that comes with it, supply chain, logistics, delivery, social media, and gaming, which is of course a billion-dollar industry. Digital assets are transforming the way in which markets, businesses, and central banks operate. And notice, markets will move first, businesses are a little quicker, and last but not least, the dinosaurs, the central banks that are still using technology that is dated back to 40 plus years ago, let alone the government and public policy where we're still using the Howey test that is what, from the 1930s, trying to classify this digital asset class as securities is way too myopic, it's way too short-sighted, and this is hindering innovation just like everybody says. So I found it interesting towards end of year that Bank of America, BOA, has put this out. And I guarantee that other major banks are going to continue following this trend. And also saw Oscar Williams just sharing this, Bank of America. In the near future, you may use blockchain technology to unlock your phone, buy a stock, which is already happening, house, or a fraction of a Ferrari. Remember, tokenizing. Asset fractionalization is the term. So essentially, if you can't own maybe 200 units in an apartment building or a condo, maybe you can own 1,000 square feet. And that way, just like a real estate investment trust, you can earn, so to speak, a dividend on your payments. It's going to completely flip the way finance is operating today. And with that, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for those that move first. Borrowing, taking collateralized debt positions. This is also a CDP. This is how all the billionaires maintain their wealth. An example of that would be even Coca-Cola stock that is often used as an example, where instead of a billionaire or multimillionaire selling their stock and then having to, which creates a taxable event for their capital gains, they can take a loan against their stock. Other platforms that are CeFi based in this ecosystem would be Nexo, which is a crypto based, BlockFi, and even Celsius. So we're still in early days, and yes, it is risky, but it's just awesome that we have this technology available, or even pay for gas or pizza. And I'll tell you one thing, Bitcoin, store of value, whatever narrative you believe, that's awesome, but I'm not going to be using Bitcoin to pay for transactions. It's just not efficient, it takes too long, and we have to be realistic. The future of cryptocurrencies, any digital asset that will be successful and survive in the next decade, has to be essentially feeless, or has to be at least pennies on the dollar for a single transaction, such as XRP, such as XLM, Algorand. A lot of these layer 1 protocols or even layer 0 protocols like DAG. And of course, we cannot ignore HBAR. A new internet is being built in front of our eyes. And yes, I know there's speculation, there's bubbles, people call it a scam. Oh well, there were people that called the internet a scam as well. And yes, there's some companies that fail, there's some stocks that fail, there will be some cryptos that fail. The point being is that those that survive, there is no damn in between. It is all or nothing. And I know we see the World Economic Forum, and remember, some of their currencies include XRP and XLM. This is the 1% of the 1%, the leaders of the world, so to speak. And I kind of roll my eyes at that because there's no way that I'm going to be giving up my freedom. And I know they're quoted to say, you will own nothing and be happy, trying to create this whole country to become a nation of renters. This whole system, this financial system that we live in, you have a disadvantage right from the jump. The wealth gap is getting wider than ever before, and we have to inform ourselves as much as possible. And no thank you, I'm going to be owning crypto assets, metals as a store of value, so to speak. I guess it's not really an income producing asset unless it moons, and real estate. And I will be happy. I'm going to continue owning this. There are a lot of farmers in my area around the city. The state is making land and taxes so damn expensive that they are losing acres and acres of their land. This is their livelihood. And not to sound pessimistic, but I just have to speak the truth. In other news, guys, also available on Instagram, I also posted, on YouTube right here in the community tab that I will be joining the Bearable Bowl tomorrow for a live discussion. Links will be down here for anybody that's an active patron or a part of the Bearable Bowl's Accidental Billionaires University. I absolutely love that name. I'm excited to join him and Jordan Harry tomorrow, sharing a little bit about myself and my journey into this cryptocurrency space. Links will be in the video description. We also have Mbiagi sharing this, so shared by Finextra. And remember, these keywords, interoperable, these buzzwords, interoperable. Don't forget that Visa bought Ripple's partner Earthport, and this was for several $100 million. Off the top of my head, I'm guessing $320 million. That may have been in euros though. But this is a well-known Ripple partner that Chris Larson, executive chairman of Ripple, has often used as an example alongside Swift early on in all the videos back in even 2015. And we can see that Visa also acquired another partner, Currency Cloud. Now, Currency Cloud, they're partners with everybody, so thank you for sharing this. And I did think it was interesting, though, that it is another type of multi-currency financial institution. Whether you think that XRP will be used at the flip of a switch or slow and steady, I can't ignore all these integrations. And when you find, just like with trading, a lot of confluences, a lot of coincidences, I swing the bat. And the good thing about investing, you don't have to swing at every single pitch. But when I saw XRP, I'm taking a swing. And so we can see Visa developing interoperability concept for central bank digital currency payments. They've developed a conceptual protocol that shows how various CBDCs can be interoperable for payments. Now, data, all these the transaction layer will be a lot bigger later on. The immediate focus right now is on payments, specifically cross-border payments, and that is why I'm so focused on XRP, along with XLM, any asset for that matter. And the company has also deployed its first ever sample smart contract on Ethereum's testnet. Now, something to note, we have to be aware of JP Morgan's place with all of this with Ethereum. I like Ethereum. I also know that there's big players behind this whole ecosystem along with XRP pulling the string. and you can make any puppet dance if you pull the right string. So this whole concept's called the Universal Payments Channel, UPC, talking about various blockchain networks being interconnected to allow the transfer of central bank digital currencies. Now, CBDCs, there are two types, retail and wholesale. Where did we see XRP on? Wholesale, and this was shared by the World Economic Forum right on their website. And now this gentleman, I always butcher his first name, but let's just say it's Sheffield, Visa's head of crypto. He's right on the World Economic Forum's website alongside with Danelle Dixon of Stellar and Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple for the Global Crypto Council, for the WEF. So they're focusing on this, and it's my bet that they're all working together. I know I've seen Uniswap's name, Ethereum with Consensus. So I'm not focused on meme coins. Yeah, you could gamble, make money, lose money. I'm focused on the long-term maturation of this asset class. And speaking of a recent article that was just shared by iTrustCapital, remember the week before we saw that China's banning crypto. We've seen a bunch of times where India is banning crypto, and every single time the market dumps because they release it as the market's dumping at all-time fear, and then shortly after the market does a nice little bounce and retrace, and everybody's still unsure to buy back or not. And that's how the game is played. It's governed by emotion, and rule number one, just like Michael Arrington has said, in the game of investing, retail always loses. Because institutions have vested interests, have one responsibility. It's to make their shareholders money, and they don't care whose money is lost, you and me. So now they came out shortly after with no plans to ban crypto. Bitcoin price jumps after Powell says US has no plans to ban crypto. And all these articles are released at such interesting times. When public officials of the government decide to speak out, or when MSM finally publicizes this news, just very odd timing. Is it a coincidence? You tell me. And as taxes continue to skyrocket where I'm at in the United States, I'm leveraging existing platforms such as iTrustCapital for tax-free crypto trading, as I have a Roth IRA on this platform. I still have XRP, and I'm excited to get my Spark available here. And for anybody curious about claiming your Spark on iTrustCapital, remember, they had a snapshot date in December last year. So if you did have XRP on iTrustCapital's platform like myself, then you get your Spark token. I'm excited for the mobile app that's going to be dropping shortly. Also with the announcement of them lowering their fees and allowing more people to access their platform for tax-free crypto trading, guys. And as I always say, make $10 million, keep all of it. Can you imagine that? Maybe even taking half of that and then just going back with Vanguard or Fidelity in a conservative index fund or the S&P 500 after just making millions tax-free? That excites me. And so these tools are available, guys. Links are in the video description with my coupon code KevinCage to get your first month free. We have all kinds of great minds being extremely bullish right now, at least on the logarithmic scale. So we have Mr. Raoul of Real Vision Finance, formerly a Goldman Sachs analyst, lives on an island, you get the gist. And he is a big believer in what I believe in, network effects with Metcalfe's Law. I'm finding it very hard to not get extremely bullish about the next few months. Likewise, almost every crypto chart looks coiled and ready for a big move after the months of consolidation. And let it be known, guys, I am not bullish on assets that already created all-time highs or have gone up 300x. I'm focused on well-established assets that are well below their 236 Fibonacci retracement from their all-time high. So I'm just swinging on assets that have not yet performed, that I've been following along for the past several years. And I know we went through all of that during the live stream last night, but here are two charts that matter to me right now. This is the total market cap. It is likely ready to move from 2 standard deviation oversold versus the trend to overbought. That looks to me that the entire space can 3x into year end and 6x into the next year. I think the cycle ends then, referring to the Bitcoin cycle, and of course the halving has that effect. Now, something to note about this. If you guys think he's just pulling this out of thin air, you are completely wrong. He is a very successful macro investor. Now, it does not mean that it comes to fruition. Nobody has a crystal ball. The point being is that looking at the growth rate of the crypto market versus the dot-com bubble versus the telecom boom, we're seeing the number of users today growing at a rate double, at a rate 2 times faster than those previous cycles. To me, that's mind-boggling. Whether this is too bullish or not for you, the bottom line is long-term growth. We're at $2 trillion. Yes, this market goes to $10 trillion in the next several years. Do we have a mini bear market between these cycles? You tell me. And right here, the outright chart of market cap is ludicrously bullish once it crossed $900 million in market capitalization and will be an acceleration point. And now we have wave 3 in TA, technical analysis term, ushered in by this giant cup and handle wedge. This is the cup. This is the handle, and I think you guys know what happens next, or potentially. Notice this is the altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Interesting. And I've gone through dozens of examples of this cup and handle even since the beginning of this year. Speaking of this cup and handle, guys, look at this. Just sharing this OGN. This is Origin Protocol. This is when we attacked it at 22 cents the beginning of this year on Patreon. We attacked this sucker at 22 cents, all documented, and as it was going up, our targets were at least $2 to $3, and of course it did a full 4.236 Fibonacci extension. So we literally staggered ourselves out. This was documented. I just want to show you an example of this cup. Look at that handle, and then boom, right to the golden extensions. Where do we have XRP? Yes, I know it's a bigger asset. This was more of a micro cap at the time. I get that. But from the swing high to the swing low, we backtest on the 236. What have we done here? Backtested on the 236 before erupting. Now this handle has been dragged out. It's drawing much longer, unfortunately. This one was much shorter and then finally exploded. The point being is that I'm very interested in the next few months, along with even Flare Networks going live, along with the SEC getting massive amounts of spotlight in a bad way, and which is good for us XRP holders in the months to come. I just think we're in a very interesting point, especially now that Bitcoin is kind of waking up, but these alts haven't quite moved yet. I'm really excited. And this is not a long-term price prediction, guys. This is just what I can see in the near future. So we staggered ourselves out with OGN, and I'm excited for a lot of assets that break out of this cup and handle. Other assets that are up here right now include Algo. We've seen HBAR do this very same thing. I have about 30 plus other assets that have created a new all-time high versus this that are well established. They're all holding this level of support and taking off. So that's what I'm looking for. And we will see. And I'm absolutely hoping this does come to fruition. So remember, I am not bullish on assets that have already done a 300x since February 2020. I'm bullish on assets that have yet to even surpass their basic 236 Fibonacci retracement from their all-time high. I'm bullish on alts that nobody cares about, that nobody talks about. This is the way, just like The Mandalorian has said. Which is an awesome series. And also, little motivation, guys. In my experience, giving up when things get difficult, giving up right when you get punched in the face, is usually, for me, the absolute worst time to give up. We can also see some additional news about API 3. This is backed by behemoths, including Digital Currency Group, which is essentially an owner of CoinDesk and Grayscale. If this sucker, in the future, gets listed on that Grayscale trust, oh baby. Also, Emergo, which is a founding entity of Cardano, so I'd assume that they did in fact hold a lot of ADA, and ADA has done roughly a 170x wick to wick. So yeah, I feel like they have a lot of capital and they invested in the API 3, along with Pantera Capital, the first crypto hedge fund and one of the largest in the world, is backing this microcap that nobody talks about. So I'm focused on API 3 as a long-term hold and is a first-party oracle, just doing things differently than Chainlink. I don't think it threatens Link. This market is going to continue to grow and oracles are absolutely in need. I just like diversifying between different assets that solve the same problem in a different way. So I like to hedge my bet. You guys know I was buying Link early on as well. So just want to share another oracle that I am beyond excited about. And we can see that the co-founder says Web3 is the biggest growth opportunity for businesses since the inception of the internet. And this just occurred the other day by Crowdfund Insider. In my opinion, tinfoil hat on, I just think this is setting the narrative for a very successful future for API 3, an API 3 application programming interface for Web 3.0. Also, I had additional news shared by them, API 3 integrations report. And here's the post I actually did. So this young first-party oracle that will be well-known someday, API 3s for Web 3, backed by the behemoths. And check this out. So they anticipated on doing approximately 30 integrations per month, guys. They already hit their 3-month goal of 90 integrations in just 2 months, and they're not even on any main forward-facing exchanges yet. For me, this makes me very excited and bullish, let alone that we've been earning weekly staking rewards of 40 to 50% APY that auto-compounds. So I'm just sitting there, auto-compounding my bag passively. This is straight passive income I do nothing for. And I'm just earning, and I'm earning each and every week API 3. And when that asset takes off and does a 2x, 5x, 10x, all of those weekly earnings also go up. So I love utilizing income producing assets. It's so powerful. So anyways, 32 providers are currently running an Airnode, with the remaining 58 that are integrated and are ready for deployment. This is a team that does not care about the marketing and the hype. They're focused on building. And when I see that, I pay attention. Some people are not willing to hold an asset for 3 to 5 years, let alone a couple weeks. And that's my advantage. In other news, we have 7 crypto billionaires making Forbes' 2021 list of the richest Americans. I think this is going to be pretty damn common in the future. And also, if my video gets shadow banned again because I'm talking about the World Economic Forum and speaking the truth, I'm going to be upset. But here are some of the names. We have Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX, shocker. This is a massive exchange now, a derivatives exchange of crypto. Brian Armstrong of Coinbase. Chris Larson of Ripple. the Winklevoss twins. And by the way, it's happy birthday, I think the 6th birthday of Gemini, their exchange, formerly the creators of Facebook, so to speak. We have this gentleman, Fred, a co-founder of Coinbase, and Jed McCaleb, one of the co-founders of the XRP ledger, and also responsible for launching Mt. Gox. Estimated net worth is about $3 billion. Okay. And also, obviously, the founder of Stellar, XLM, another asset I love. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, all services that I actively use today are on my Twitter pinned tweet, along with links in the video description. Excited to chat with you guys tomorrow with the Bearable Bull, and until next time.